I guess across the years that you were an elite competitor, what were the fights that you have sort of kept in mind as the highlight fights of your career so that, our listeners can look them up and I can link them below on YouTube?
Yeah, I don't really have many highlight fights because each fight has a different lesson.
Okay.
So, for example, my friend 𝗦𝗢𝗦𝗢𝗦𝗢𝗦, and every time you drew Nicola, you go, oh man, this is going to be a war. Like, this is going to be 5 minutes of pain. And I'll win, but it's going to be a hassle. So he taught me to accept the pain, accept the fact it's going to be a hard match. I've got another one where I fought a guy from Blacktown who beat me all the time. When we went to the ground, he would just rough me up big time.
Yeah.
And it really shook me. And I came off the mat and I said to Mum, I was crying because I lost because I always tried. And then Mum would say, what are you crying for? I said, because on the ground he was doing this and doing that. And my mum just goes, and it's competition. You do that first to them. And I was like, oh, okay. So that guy taught me that don't be on the back foot with aggression and with asserting my dominance over them. Don't let them to do it to you first. So that person taught me that. So each 𝗦𝗢𝗧𝗓 de Santos is another one that every time you fought Evo, it was just a war. And so he taught me resilience to dig deep, that this guy's going to go into golden score and how bad do I want it. So I guess each person has a different kind of story to tell, which actually shapes who I am. And it's got nothing to do with judo, really. Yeah. It's got to do with my internal being of myself. But the other one I have is the Pac Rim, and I can link it to you, where I won the Pac Rim Championships, and I'm the only Aussie male to win it. Yeah. Pretty much I made the final against a Japanese guy, and everyone thought I was going to lose because Japan win all the time. Yeah. And he was ranked, he came third in the 𝗦𝗘𝗗𝗦𝗢 Cup, so that's a pretty high-level tournament in Japan. Yeah. And when I talked to people, they were like, who got in the final? I said, Japan. They're like, that sucks. Wow. Second place is pretty good. That was the kind of the atmosphere in the room. Yeah. Yeah. And I talked to my wife, and she was like, babe, you've been training so hard. I reckon you smash this guy. I was like, yeah, I reckon I can too. But everyone thinks I'm going to lose. And then as I was going to the bathroom, me and this 𝗦𝗢𝗦𝗢𝗦 guy, we bumped shoulders. Yeah. And so we ran into each other. And as we were both apologizing, he looked at my gi and it said Beijing 2008 on it. Hey, babe, how you doing? My wife's here. My daughter's here. Hi, Bonnie. I was just telling Mel about the 𝗦𝗢𝗦𝗢𝗦 guy. Anyway, so as I'm fighting this, as I'm going to the bathroom, we clash shoulders and then we're kind of apologizing to each other. Then he sees on my gear, it says Beijing 2008. And the guy goes, Olympics. I said, yeah, Olympian, Beijing. And he goes, and his face was like, oh dear, I'm fighting an Olympian. And he looked really freaked out. And I was like, I'm going to beat this guy, didn't I, babe? And then I came out and I just obliterated him, didn't I, Sam? I did so good and I beat the guy. And so that fight kind of just taught me, and I'll link it to it. It's on my YouTube channel. Yeah. But it kind of taught me that just because other people think you're going to lose, don't let them speak negatively towards you. And actually, who cares people think you're going to lose? Big whoop. Who cares? But I talked to Sam and she was like, nah, babe, you're going to smash this guy. You've been training so hard and that sort of stuff. So that's a highlight fight. For sure. So yeah, I guess all my highlight fights, all my highlight fights are more just people teaching me something that's actually going to help build to who I am, I guess.